How you doing? This is Shawn from Shawn's Fish Tanks. I wanted to give you another update and talk to you guys a little bit more in depth about my discus and touch on some other topics. Now, I picked up one more discus, and none of these discus are a specialty discus. I haven't ordered them from anybody or anything like that, like I usually do with my corals and my saltwater aquariums that I've showed on here. But a couple of them came from, I believe, Hans Discus, and that was my first discus that I purchased. And those are the two Snow Whites, the big white one in the center and the one that's a little bit smaller. You can see them in the center near the bottom now. Now, let me zoom in on them a little bit. Now, I got my camera back, by the way, so we should have a lot better viewing and no cutoffs like the first two I did on the discus. But my first one was this. That was the first, and he's the biggest I have now. He's probably going on 5 inches. He's getting really big. And then I got these orange ones. I don't know if they call those red melons. I forget the name of them. And then I have two pigeon bloods. One is like a straight line I purchased from another fish store. I don't know where they came, but I believe they came from the Vietnam area. The guy told me that's where he ordered these discus from. That one right there. That one is really pretty. It's got some straight lines, but it's like a pigeon blood type color. Then I got this pigeon blood that came from Live Aquaria right here. If he turns, you'll see him. I got him 3 or 4 days ago. He doesn't have great color. Pecco ordered 2 of them, and they were exactly the same. And he has some spotting that is missing towards the end tail on him, which it should be throughout his whole body. So he's like probably a grade AB. He's definitely not the perfect fish. So the best fish I have in this tank, I would have to say, is this snake skin that I picked up. Now, I live here in Connecticut, and the snake skin I picked up from a local fish store in Waterbury, which is called CT Aquariums, and they get their fish from a local vendor, and that local vendor, hold on one second, let me see if I can get a better close-up of him. That vendor is it's a big warehouse full of fish, and fish stores go after this place, and they pick fish, and I wouldn't expect this kind of fish to come out of there, but this is like a, I don't know if they call it a snake skin or a straight line snake skin or a blue-red turquoise. This one right here is a beautiful fish. It's the best quality fish I have in the tank right now. I got him when he was really small, and he's getting big now. He's probably, well, he's not getting big, but he's probably 3 inches. When I got him, he was only 2. So he's growing like crazy. He's eating like crazy. And he's a pretty fish. I mean, he's tough. He's bossing people around. Can't get the best lighting on here. Like I said, this is my grow out tank, so I don't have the best lighting. This is actually reef lighting, which is good for the discus to show their color, but it's not good for the plants that I have in here, so I got to add some more of the daylight spectrum. Let me back off a little bit, and I want to touch on some other topics. Now, I took out that castle. I don't know if you guys remember, that was in here. This is my little platform down here for me cleaning the tank. It's like a work station, but it's perfect. It's a 3 foot long, almost 4 foot long bench that you can stand on. It's for like doing sheet rocking and such, which I did in my house. And I use that to get down to the bottom of this deep tank, because this tank is so deep. But as you can see up here, these are my Kessel reef lighting. The 2 lights above it. I'm just probably going to pick up something that's more of a freshwater. Now, I've decided I'm going to probably go with the same thing as planted MM. I'm going to get rid of all my plants except for my Amazon swords. The only other plant that's going to be in this tank that he doesn't have is going to be this duckweed up at the top. I don't know if I'm keeping the other cluster of Pennyworth. It really hasn't done much. The duckweed, the floating plant, I scoop it out every week when I do water changes, and it regenerates and grows back. And I can tell it's like a microalgae, and I don't want to get rid of it. I'm probably going to keep, the other day I was talking about keeping this tank simple or setting it up as reef style. Now I do want to change the sand, but I haven't quite been sold on setting it up with a reef and a pump and filtration like that. These sponge filters are very, very efficient, and I like the low tech of it. I like the fact that you just take them out once a week. You know, I don't know if I think I touched base on this. I do water changes every other day, sometimes every 3 days, but normally every other day. And once a week or whenever I get around to it, I take those sponge filters out and I rinse them really good in old tank water, and I squish them out and I put them back in. And the gunk that comes out of them it's amazing. Right now I just did it, so the tank is very cloudy. And believe it or not, I just like the way that is. It's very easy. It's low maintenance. It's low power consumption. And, you know, all I have is a couple plants and the fish in here. And the fish, I love the fish. They're beautiful. They're very friendly. Like I said, let me try to I'm gonna try to do something over here again, because these guys will come to this light. I got this one of my kessels is set a little higher in brightness, so I want to see if I can get them to. You can see them feed just a little bit more. They just ate, so they're really not all that much hungry, but you can see them all come up to the top here. But I did want to touch base on, you know, how these guys are doing. I think I have 10 discus now in here. It's hard for me to count sometimes. No, I have 11. I have 11 discus. Now I'm going to be I placed an order today that's going to be coming in a couple of weeks or a week. Not quite sure how long, with Kenny's Discus. I'm very excited about it. I've been planning to do this now for over a month. I ordered 2 discus. One is the albino red spotted green. I don't think the grade is particularly the best grade, but he was one of the biggest fish, so he was very expensive. But then I picked his best grade, which is a show grade super eruption. Now I wasn't going to pick this fish because I wanted to get the red eagle. I really like the red eagle, but I didn't see the red eagle as a specialty. So now when I get those discus, I don't think I'm gonna do an unboxing. I might show you the box and do a quick video on that, and then give you a part 2 of it, and then show you the discus. But I want to touch base something quickly, and I don't normally respond to negative stuff, but somebody wrote on my reef aquarium, reef stabilization creation saltwater videos, kind of ragging on me, saying, you know, how could this guy, you know, he's killing fish, and when I had the problems with the yellow tangs, and you know, how could you represent a business and this and that. I explained the situation very clearly in my videos, and how I trusted this fish store because they had a phenomenal UV system. And when you have a phenomenal UV system, you don't have problems with your fish. You don't need to quarantine, because the ick falls off and it dies inside of a phenomenal UV system. Now when you have something like that, you don't have to worry about taking your fish home, put them in your tank, and worrying about contaminating fish and killing fish. Now ick will take over your fish and kill them quickly. So I'm not going to apologize for that mistake. The mistake shouldn't have been made. I'm not, you know, nobody, you could say you're a professional and you could still kill a fish. I'm not perfect. I made the mistake of trusting this fish store that I had trusted for over a year, and then their bulbs got bad. It just so happened that happened when I was doing my video, so it was a circumstance that really was bad. Now, I'm not perfect, but what I will say is that if you don't want to watch, you don't want to, you know, if you don't like my videos, please don't watch them, please don't comment them, please don't dislike them. I got plenty of people that do like them. They like my reef videos, they comment, They appreciate them. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the Discus, and by all means, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't comment. I'm not perfect, but I am good. A lot better than the rest of the people that I've met with fish, except for one of my friends. He's probably as decent as I am as far as taking care of fish. I usually don't make mistakes like I made with that video and fish dying. All the way back to when I started this hobby is when I made those mistakes, starting getting into salt water. But accidents do happen, disease happens, parasites happen, and no one's perfect. Maybe this guy is a scientist. Maybe he's one of these people that, you know, does everything by the book. Now, I made an educated guess. That guess was wrong. Never had those kind of issues before with this store, and I didn't expect it then. But I just wanted to clear that up. And the overstocking, I also admitted in my videos about the issue I had with that with corals and fish. And that only happens when you're keeping hard coral. You can overstock as much as you would like if you're not keeping hard coral. But I did make the mistake of that. And then I had to double overstock because of the problem I had with my big tank. So it became, that was more than half the reason why I got out of salt water. It just wasn't for me. I really enjoyed just the hobby, and like I said, the business wasn't doing very well. I just love fish, and I kind of wanted to try Discus for the longest time. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy my videos, but I did want to say one more thing. Those white Discus were purchased in January. Back to the topic of Discus. Now the white Discus are going on since January, so they're 6 months old. January, February, March, April, May. So they're 5 months old. They were very small when I purchased them, and they just got them in from Hans Discus. I'm trying to do a growth video also to see how big these guys get. I've seen some very big Discus, and that's what I want these guys all to be. I want them all to grow up healthy. That's why I do so many water changes. I'm probably going to be getting rid of this school of red-eye tetra soon, and just keep the cardinals and the Discus. But I will keep you posted. For now, it's staying like this. I don't have the time to do anything other than keep them healthy with the water changes. And like I said, this is my grow tank coming along great. I love it. I will give you the next update when Kenny's Discus arrives. Thanks for watching.